What is up, guys? 10 here with another video. Hope you're all having a great day. Right now I'm in Los Angeles. I actually leave tomorrow. I'm heading to Vegas and I'm going to a few other places around the country just to visit, meet up with some people, make some new connections, and just overall, get out of North Carolina, out of the middle of nowhere, and experience some new stuff, get out of my comfort zone. I'm definitely not in my comfort zone, going out to these random places I've never been before with no actual plan. So before we get into this video, guys, we are giving away 2 iPhone X's. This is my boy Batum. He is Albanian, that's his name, Batum. I know, it sounds weird. You're gonna look at it and be like, how do you say it? Like, even before I met him, I had no idea how to say it. But we're giving away these 2 iPhone X's. All you have to do is go to my Instagram at Tanner with 2 R's at the end, and you'll see all the instructions. I'll put a link below to that, and it's free to enter. All you have to do is a few simple things, just following us, and you'll see how to do it. I bought an iPhone, he bought an iPhone, and we're giving them away. Yep. So it should be pretty dope. iPhone X is brand new, 256 gigs. We didn't cheap out, guys. These were about 1,200 bucks a piece, and it's worldwide. So if you live in Nepal, you live in India, whatever it is, you can still win. We'll ship it anywhere in the world. So now let's get into this video. I'll put this phone down. And for those of you who don't know Batum, this video is going to be a little bit about ATMs. A new business that is sort of on the rise. I mean, a lot of people have done it. Of course, there's ATMs everywhere. Something that's starting to pop up a little bit in the entrepreneur space, with the young entrepreneurs on YouTube and sort of sharing their new businesses and experiences. So I'm going to let Batum introduce himself, where he's from and what he does.
What's going on, guys? My name is Batum. I'm 18. I'm from New York. And I started this ATM business about a month and a half ago. And I've been seeing really good results, so I just wanted to share with other people my knowledge and wanted to help other people out.
Yeah, so this is something I really had never heard of before. I've heard a little bit, here and there on social media, and then I met up with him and we started actually talking about, exactly what he's doing and how he's doing it. And something that's actually really interesting, and it really captivated me on how everything works. I know most of you guys, you want to start a business with little to no upfront costs at all, but the ATM businesses, I'm just going to tell you up front, this is something you actually have to have a little bit of capital in advance to actually start. But once you set everything up, it's sort of like passive income every single month. You see the results, and we're going to go into the details on how all this works. So first off, let's just hear the ATM business model. What is it about? How do you make money with it?
Yep. So basically, you buy an ATM, you could buy one or rent one. They're around $3,000. You buy one, you put it in a store. I would say put it in a cash-only store. That's where most traffic is going to be when people want to use an ATM. So let's say mine's in a barber shop. That's a cash-only store. So people use my ATM, and I charge a $2 fee for every transaction that someone uses it. So let's say you need to take out $40 to give your barber at the end of your haircut, and you go to the ATM, you take it out, and you get charged a $2 fee, and that fee goes straight into my bank account with that $40 that you take out.
So when people are putting their card in, that money they're taking out, which is cash, and the fee goes directly into his bank account, so it's instant as soon as it happens. And it's something that you probably wouldn't think would make much money. But if you're in a place that's cash only, like you said, you're getting a lot of traffic in there. And I've been to the barber plenty of times, and I go in, I get my haircut and stuff, and I check my wallet, I'm like, oh, I don't even have the cash that I need. Sometimes I have cash, sometimes I don't. And then I have to go to a store, get cash back from a CVS or whatever may be around. So an ATM can be really convenient. That's the thing why people use ATMs, is because it's a convenience thing. You can just walk right here and $2. People don't really care that much about $2. But let's say someone wants to take out like $2 grand out of an ATM. Like, are they still only going to be charged a $2 fee? How does that work?
All right, so on the ATMs, on my ATMs at least, it's a $200 limit. So they could take out, if they need to take out, like, let's say $600, they have to do it 3 times, and they get charged the 3 times for that. If each transaction is $2. So let's say someone needs to take out $100, they take out $100 and they get charged $2 fee. And then if someone needs to take out $20, they get still charged a $2 fee.
So is that something you can manage on the ATM, or it's like a set thing?
What, the fee?
Like, no, the $200.
No, I think it's the cap. The cap is $200.
So I know you said you can both buy an ATM and rent an ATM. How much is it to rent an ATM?
It depends on how long your the leases, I guess.
So you bought one. How much was it?
Mine was $2,800.
So that's a pretty big chunk of change. But it's all about investing, and it's a place that's cash only. They're getting a lot of traffic, and it's almost like guaranteed money. So this one ATM you have in the barber shop, how much is it making you a month?
Right now, my first month it made me $1,500, and I'm almost at half. I'm halfway through
the investment.
My investment.
Yeah. So that's $1,500 a month profit. And so, how do you go about finding a place to put an ATM? Like, how does that work? Do you have to pay the barber or wherever you're putting it? How does it work?
So when you go and talk to the owner, you go to him and you say, I'll give you this percentage of each transaction. So in my situation, I give the owner of the barbershop 30% of each transaction.
30% of how much you're taking out, or the fee?
Of the fee.
Okay.
So let's say it's a $2 fee. I make $1.40, and then the owner makes 60 cents. And yeah.
And so still, that's $1,500 a month from that. So when you go to buy the ATM, you know, you buy it online?
Yeah, you buy it through this website, and they set up everything. You have to have a business account. They link the business account to the ATM, and then that's how the cash just flows through the.
So it's all pre-set up, and they like ship it and place it in the location?
Yeah, they ship it for free into the location. They teach you how to use it for free, teach you how to unlock it, lock it, put the money in, all that. And there's also a back office to it. There's an app on your phone that it shows you when the ATM is low on money. Every time it's low, the notification pops up on your phone and you go refill it.
So when you first started the ATM, like what's the max you put in the ATM?
So I put in $3 grand at first because I didn't really think it was gonna be popping like that. And then 2 weeks after I put in the money, it said that my money was low, so I went back and put like $6 grand in.
Yeah, and the thing is, you know, that's not money that you're investing. I mean, it's money you're investing, but it's not money that's like risky. That's only taken out if the people use it, and then you're making money off of that. So it's sort of like a fast interest kind of business. You know, if you have a bunch of money sitting in a bank, you know, whether it's 10 grand, 100 grand, the interest rates are crazy, crazy low in banks. It is not worth it to keep cash sitting in a bank, at least a big amount. You know, of course you want to have some of the savings or checking, whatever, but I would not keep large amounts of cash that is just sitting there. You want to tie it up into something that is making you money. So even if it is a risky place where you have this ATM in this certain place and you don't know if it's going to make you money or it's not, and you know you pay $2,800 for the ATM, you put $4 grand cash. What other costs are you have to put up front?
Up front, that's all. And you also have to get a router for. You either have to get a router for the ATM, so it gives you the back office, or you can wire it up to the business's landline. I usually use the router because it's usually much easier.
And how much is the router?
It's 15 cents per transaction.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, good enough. I mean, $2 doesn't sound like much, but it definitely adds up over time. So this is something that's sort of risky, but at the same time, it's not, because you're only making money if the people are, you know, taking money out, and if it's not working in that certain location, you can move it.
Yeah.
You can move it, and that cash is still going to be in the ATM.
Yep.
And
it's no risk, honestly. It's not a risk at all.
You just have to have the cash up front.
Yeah.
I mean, the only risk is the $2,800 on the ATM, but there's always going to be some place where you can put an ATM where it works.
Always.
You know, you find a good place, and also another upfront cost may be like, let's say you go to some place to put it in, and you ask them, you know, to set up this percentage deal, or the people that would be like, here, give me $5 grand up front to put in here, you don't have to pay ever again. Is there anything like that?
When you go to a location that a lot of population is around, they usually charge you an upfront fee. Like, let's say you're bringing your ATM into a club. The owner says, give me $5 grand up front, and then give me like 50% of each transaction. That's how it usually goes. Either 50% or 60, 70 up high.
Yeah.
Because it's a high volume location.
Yeah, club, so many people in there, you know.
Yeah.
Some people need cash.
A lot of people
tipping
need cash.
people.
Yeah.
Depends what kind of club. If it's a strip club, you know,
Oh,
you're gonna be needing cash. You gotta put money into the ATM. Do you do that like in the middle of the day, or do you like wait till the place is about to close? There's like nobody in there. How does that work?
Honestly, I went in the middle of the day, but usually I bring one of my friends. He's like big, he goes to the gym, so he usually protects me from people. But you should be careful when you go refill an ATM because anything can happen. But I would say like bring a friend or hire security and just to follow you from your car to the place, and then that's it.
Yeah, that, or you work something out with the owner, like, yo, I'm gonna come in.
Yeah.
At a certain time, and you know, like after you close, or like right when you're about to close, let me come in, let's ATM up, whatever it may be.
Yeah, you text the owner that you're about to come in, or I'm coming in an hour, or he tells his workers, oh, the ATM guy's coming in soon. Just make sure he's good.
So are there any obstacles when trying to set up this business, or when you were learning, or anything that have occurred in the past few months when you've been trying it? Any roadblocks or obstacles that have been like significant or no?
One roadblock was trying to get a business account, because when you go to a high bank, like when you go to a Chase Bank or one of those big banks, they don't really like doing this business because they say it's risky because of money laundering, and they have their own ATMs that they set up, so they don't want other companies competing with them and taking their money.
Yeah, because I know with my bank, I have a somewhat local bank, and they have ATMs near where I live where it's free for me to use. There's no transaction fee. I can just get it out because I'm working with the bank, and they want you to, you know, stay working with them. So I guess that could be something, because
yeah, I got denied from 3. Like, I have a Chase account and I have all my accounts in there, even my business accounts, and they denied me for my ATM account. So then I went to TD Bank, they denied me too. Bank of America, they denied me, and I went to Citibank and they finally accepted me. You have to have a lot of, like, all the paperwork ready when you go meet up with
like
Citibank.
what kind of paperwork are you talking about? Like LLC paperwork?
LLC, you have your EIN, you have to have the contract with the owner, you have to have your ATM ready, like your ATM contract basically that you're about to buy it.
I definitely want to start setting some of these up, at least trying it, buying one, seeing how it goes. And because if you can set that up, that's passive income. He's making $1,500 a month. You basically put $2,800 into the investment, probably around $3,000. So after 2 months, it's already paid off, and you're just making $1,500 a month. And like, he's traveling right now. We're in Los Angeles, and he lives in New York. That's where the ATM is. Yeah. And if it needs to be refilled, you can probably set it up where it's all automated, and then you start learning more and more tricks you can use. Like, if you start buying more ATMs, more places, then it's just going to continue to grow. You're going to figure out how you can scale the business. It's something that's definitely interesting. I know some people that are making a lot of money with it. So I'm going to start doing some research. I'm going to start looking at some ATMs to buy. I'm going to be thinking of some places around where I live just to test it out, see how it goes, if I can figure something out, and see how much money I can make with it, because that is definitely something I want to grow. Because if you set up a decent amount of them, you're making 6 figures a year from these ATMs, and it's essentially all automated. It's all based on people going to the businesses and using the ATMs. And one other question I had, so with the ATMs, you do the rev split with the owner. How do you pay them? Is it like a check or a wire? Like, what is it?
So I give them the statement for the month, and then I give them a check of how much they got. So when I give them the check, they can see the numbers and it all equals out.
Okay, so it's just so it confirms. And
yep.
Yeah, so it's a somewhat simple business model. From this video, you should understand exactly how it all works, how you could start it. Of course, there's probably a lot more into depth that you could really go into if you needed to, but this is just a basic overall video of how everything works. And I found it pretty interesting, so hopefully you guys did too. And if you have some money to put up front to start a business that is almost guaranteed money somewhat, you just have to put some time and research into it, then I would say it's pretty good. There's essentially no risk. You just have to have the money ready to be put up front. So make sure you go follow my boy Bedham on Instagram. I'll put his Instagram in the link below, as well as we're giving away these iPhones. Go check our Instagram post, our recent post. We're giving this away in, I believe, 4 days. So make sure you click the link below. Go check out our Instagram on how to enter. It's completely free. Check it out. I'll see you guys there. So thank you for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.